At 9:17 on the morning of February 23, 1945, Corporal William Edward March crouched behind a volcanic rock outcrop on the northern slope of Mount Suribachi, Iwo Jima, watching a cave entrance 290 yards away through the unertl 8-power scope mounted on his Springfield 1903 A4 sniper rifle. 24 years old, Montana rancher's son, 0 confirmed kills before Iwo Jima. The Japanese had 11 confirmed snipers operating in the Suribachi cave system, and in the past 48 hours they had killed 19 Marines from the 28th Regiment. March's platoon sergeant had told him to ditch the Springfield and carry an M1 Garand like everyone else. The armorer at Camp Pendleton had called the Springfield a museum piece, when March had qualified expert marksman with the Springfield at 300 yards. The range officer wanted to know why he bothered learning a weapon the Marine Corps was phasing out. March explained it was the same rifle his father had carried in France 1918. Same action, same trigger, same feel. They shipped out before anyone could force him to switch. March had grown up on a cattle ranch outside Billings, Montana. 1,200 acres, rough terrain. His father taught him to shoot at age 8. First rifle was a Winchester Model 94, lever action, 30-30 caliber, good for deer, adequate for elk at close range. By age 12, March could hit prairie dogs at 200 yards with open sights. His father said a man who could shoot straight would never go hungry and never run from a fight. March believed him. In 1941, March was working the ranch when news came about Pearl Harbor. He was 19 years old, too young for the draft, old enough to enlist. He walked into the Marine Corps recruiting office in Billings on December 9th. The recruiter asked why Marines instead of Army. March said Marines got to the fight first. Recruiter approved. March signed papers that afternoon. Boot camp started January 5, 1942. March survived boot camp, advanced infantry training, amphibious assault school. Marksmanship qualification. March scored expert with M1 Garand, expert with Browning automatic rifle, expert with M1911 pistol. But his highest score came with Springfield 1903 old bolt action rifle, 5 rounds, heavy trigger but accurate, very accurate. March could group 5 shots inside 4 inches at 300 yards. Instructors noticed, asked if March wanted sniper training. March said yes. Sniper school lasted 6 weeks. Camp Matthews, California. March learned scope use, range estimation, wind reading, camouflage, concealment, observation, patience. His primary weapon was Springfield 1903 A4, modified for sniping, unertl 8-power scope, Weaver scope mounts, leather cheek pad, weight 9 pounds 12 ounces with scope, barrel length 24 inches, caliber 30-06 Springfield. Muzzle velocity 2,800 feet per second. Effective range 800 yards. Maximum range 1,000 yards with proper elevation. The Springfield was older design than M1 Garand. Bolt action versus semi-automatic. 5 rounds versus 8. Manual operation versus gas operated. But Springfield had advantages. More accurate, tighter groups, better trigger, simpler mechanism, fewer parts to break. March preferred it. Instructors approved. March graduated sniper school July 1943, assigned 1st Marine Division. Deployed Pacific Theater September 1943. March's first combat was Paliliu, September 1944. Brutal fighting, coral ridges, cave systems. Japanese defenders fought from concealed positions. March operated as designated marksman, not pure sniper role. He supported rifle squads, eliminated targets of opportunity, suppressed enemy positions. His first kill came September 16th. Japanese machine gunner, 340 yards. 1 shot, clean kill, machine gun silenced, squad advanced, no casualties. March's platoon commander noticed, said, "Keep it up." By October 1st, March had killed 14 Japanese soldiers on Paliliu, all confirmed by witnesses. All single shots, all at ranges exceeding 200 yards. Division command recommended March for formal sniper assignment. Recommendation approved. March was transferred to Division Scout Sniper Platoon. 12 men total, all expert marksmen, all carrying scoped rifles. Some had Springfields, some had M1C Garands with scope mounts. March kept his Springfield. Same rifle from training, same scope, Same zero. Familiar, reliable, trustworthy. The Scout Sniper Platoon operated independently, no direct attachment to rifle companies. They deployed where needed, supported different units daily, hunted high-value targets, officers, NCOs, machine gunners, mortar crews, forward observers, radio operators, anyone whose death would disrupt Japanese operations. March excelled at this work. His Montana hunting experience translated directly patience, observation, understanding terrain, reading wind, calculating distance. These skills worked. On deer, they worked on enemy soldiers. Paliliu campaign ended November 1944. 1st Marine Division withdrew, returned to Pavuvu for rest and refit. March spent 2 months training new replacements, teaching what he had learned, how to glass enemy positions, how to identify priority targets, how to control breathing, how to squeeze trigger without disturbing aim, how to relocate after shooting, how to survive. In January 1945, orders came down. 1st Marine Division assigned to Iwo Jima operation. Invasion scheduled for February 19th. Intelligence indicated heavy Japanese fortifications, extensive cave systems, prepared defensive positions, estimated 21,000 Japanese defenders. This would be costly. Everyone knew it, but Iwo Jima was necessary. Airfield there would support B-29 bomber operations against Japan mainland. Marines would take it, whatever the cost. March boarded transport ship February 4th. His Springfield was packed in waterproof case. Ammunition secured in sealed containers. Scope wrapped in oilcloth. Everything prepared for amphibious assault. During the voyage, March studied maps and aerial photographs of Iwo Jima. The island was small, 4.5 miles long, 2.5 miles wide, dominated by Mount Suribachi, its southern tip, 550 feet tall, volcanic rock, honeycombed with caves and tunnels. Japanese had fortified entire mountain, observation posts, fighting positions, artillery, machine guns, everything mutually supporting, everything concealed. March's platoon commander briefed Scout snipers February 17th. Their mission was eliminate Japanese snipers and observers. Japanese snipers had been trained specifically for Iwo Jima defense. They knew every cave, every position, every firing lane. They had range card prepared. They had pre-positioned ammunition. They had escape routes planned. These were not random soldiers with rifles. These were professionals, dedicated, experienced, dangerous. February 19, 1945, D-Day Iwo Jima. March landed with 5th Assault Wave. H+ 70 minutes. Beach was chaos. Artillery falling, mortar rounds impacting, machine gun fire raking sand, Marines pinned down, casualties everywhere. March ran from landing craft across volcanic ash beach toward cover. 70 yards, he made it, dubbed behind disabled Amtrak. Caught breath. Assess situation. The beach offered no cover, just black volcanic sand and disabled vehicles. Japanese fire came from Mount Suribachi and from northern high ground. Interlocking fields of fire, well planned, professionally executed, Marines were dying fast. March saw sniper fire, distinctive sound, single shots, precise, aimed, not machine gun suppression, not random rifle fire, deliberate sniper shooting. March identified probable source. Cave entrance on Suribachi's northern slope, 300 yards distant. He could not engage from current position. Angle was wrong. He needed to advance. March moved inland with his platoon. They advanced 200 yards first day. Progress was measured in yards, sometimes feet. Every position was contested. Every yard cost blood. By nightfall February 19th, 28th Marines had suffered heavy casualties. But they held beachhead, perimeter established, supplies coming ashore. Tomorrow they would attack Suribachi. That night march cleaned his Springfield. Volcanic ash was everywhere in the action, in the scope. In his uniform, he field stripped the rifle and carefully wiped every component, checked scope mounts, verified zero by looking at distant reference point through scope. Everything seemed functional. Tomorrow would test it. February 20th, attack on Suribachi began at 0800. Artillery preparation, naval gunfire, airstrikes, then infantry assault. March's platoon advanced with 28th Marines. Mission was reach Suribachi's base, isolate it, prepare for final assault. Japanese resistance was fierce. Every cave produced fire. Every rock concealed a position. Progress was slow. By 1400 hours, Marines had advanced 300 yards. March had not fired his rifle. No clear targets. Too much smoke, too much dust, too much chaos. February 21st, Marines tightened cordon around Suribachi. Japanese were now isolated, surrounded, but still fighting, still killing Marines. Sniper fire was constant. Single shots, precise, deadly. March's company lost 6 men to snipers that day. All headshots, all at ranges exceeding 200 yards. Professional work. March requested permission to hunt the snipers. Company commander approved. Said do whatever necessary to stop the bleeding. February 22nd. March moved into forward position at dawn. He selected location behind volcanic rock outcrop. Northern slope of Suribachi. Good elevation. Clear view of cave entrances. Multiple possible Japanese sniper positions visible. March settled in. He had brought 60 rounds of ammunition, canteen, emergency rations, binoculars, range estimation cards. He would stay until dark or until he found targets. At 09:17 February 23rd, March saw movement, cave entrance 290 yards distant, brief shadow. Someone moving inside cave. March watched through scope, waited. At 09:43, Japanese soldier appeared at cave mouth. Rifle in hands, Arisaka Type 99 with scope. Sniper, definitely sniper. The soldier was scanning Marine positions, looking for targets. March aimed. Controlled breathing, accounted for 290-yard distance. Slight. Crosswind left to right. Adjusted aim 2 clicks right. Gentle trigger squeeze. Springfield fired. Recoil work bolt. Chamber another round. Watch target. Japanese sniper jerked backward. Disappeared in the cave. Hit, possibly killed, possibly wounded. Either way, neutralized temporarily. March did not move. He maintained position. If first sniper had partner would investigate. March waited. 15 minutes. 20 at 10:04. Second Japanese soldier appeared. Different cave. 100 yards left of first cave. Also carrying scope rifle. This one more careful. Just head visible. Observing, searching for shooter. March aimed, lead target slightly. Soldier's head was moving, small movements. Observation pattern. March waited for pause. Soldier stopped 1 second, 2 seconds. March fired. Head disappeared. Another hit. 2 Japanese snipers. One morning, March remained in position. He glassed all visible cave entrances, counted 17 caves within his field of view. Any could contain more snipers. March watched. At 11:27, third Japanese soldier exposed himself. Briefly, March fired. Miss. Soldier retreated in a cave. March had revealed his position with that miss. He needed to relocate. He grabbed rifle and ammunition. Moved 50 yards left. New position behind different rocks. Settled in. Resumed observation. Japanese mortar rounds began falling at 11:42. They were targeting March's previous position. Good response time, professional, but March was gone. Mortars wasted ammunition on empty rocks when barrage ended. March resumed hunting at 12:15. He spotted fourth target. Different cave, 240 yards, Japanese soldier with rifle. No scope visible. Probably not sniper, but armed enemy. Legitimate target. March fired, soldier dropped. By 1700 hours, February 23rd. March had fired 19 rounds. Killed 7 confirmed. Wounded or neutralized 6 possible. Still had 41 rounds remaining, but light was fading, visibility decreasing. March withdrew to Marine lines. Company commander wanted report. March described 7 confirmed kills. All Japanese snipers or armed combatants operating from caves. Company commander was satisfied. Said continue tomorrow. February 24th through 28th. March operated daily. Same pattern, forward position at dawn, observation, target identification, precision shooting, withdrawal at dusk. He killed 23 more Japanese soldiers during this period. All confirmed, all witnessed, all at ranges between 180 and 420 yards. His furthest kill was 420 yards. Japanese officer with binoculars, standing at cave entrance. Observing Marine positions, March. Compensated for distance, wind, elevation, one shot. Officer fell, binoculars shattered. March's success came from patience. He never took rush shots, never fired at uncertain targets, never exposed himself unnecessarily. He observed for hours, waited for perfect opportunity, took one shot, relocated immediately. This kept him alive. Japanese were hunting him. They knew American sniper was killing their men. They deployed counter-sniper teams, tried to locate him, kill him. But March never remained in one position long enough. Never developed predictable pattern. Always varied. Approach routes. Always changed positions. Stayed unpredictable. Stayed alive. On February 23rd, Marines raised American flag on Suribachi Summit. Famous photograph. Symbol of victory. But fighting continued. Caves still held Japanese defenders. Snipers still operated. March continued hunting. March 2nd through March 9th. Fighting moved to northern Iwo Jima. Different terrain? More open, fewer caves, but still fortified, still deadly. March operated with Scout Sniper Platoon. They supported attacks on Hill 362A, Turkey Knob, Amphitheater. Cushman's Pocket. Every position was nightmare. Every advance cost casualties. March killed 14 more Japanese soldiers during this period, bringing total Iwo Jima kills to 37. All confirmed, all documented. Division Scout Sniper Platoon collectively killed over 200 Japanese during Iwo Jima campaign. But March was highest individual score, most kills, longest shots, best accuracy. Division commander recognized this, recommended March for Silver Star. Citation praised his courage, skill, and dedication. March was embarrassed, said just doing job, same. As every Marine, Iwo Jima campaign ended March 26, 1945. Japanese resistance crushed, island secured. Cost was terrible, 6,821 Marines killed, 19,189 wounded, total casualties 25,000. For island 4.5 miles long, Japanese casualties exceeded 21,000, almost total annihilation. Only 216 captured. Rest died fighting. March survived. His Springfield survived. Rifle that armorer called Museum Piece had killed 37 enemy soldiers. Rifle that sergeant said to ditch had proven more accurate than any M1 Garand on island. Rifle that others mock had saved Marine lives by eliminating threats before those threats could kill. After Iwo Jima, March returned to Pavuvu. 1st Marine Division was pulled from combat rotation. Too many casualties, too much time in combat. Needed rest, needed replacements, needed rebuilding. March was promoted as sergeant, assigned as senior scout sniper instructor. He trained new snipers, taught lessons from Poliliu and Iwo Jima, how to survive, how to kill effectively, how to use terrain, how to read enemy, how to maintain equipment. In August 1945, atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan surrendered, war ended. March was preparing for invasion of Japan mainland. Operation Downfall. Projected casualties were astronomical, hundreds of thousands, maybe over 1 million. March knew he would probably die in that invasion, but atomic bombs prevented it. War ended before more killing required. March was relieved, grateful, exhausted. March returned to the United States October 1945. He was discharged December 1st. Sergeant, Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart, Presidential Unit Citation, Combat Action Ribbon, Pacific Campaign Medal with 2 stars. He went home to Montana, back to the ranch, back to his father, back to normal life, except nothing was normal. March had killed 37 men, seen hundreds die, experienced things civilians could not understand. He was changed permanently. March married in 1947, ran family ranch after father died in 1953, raised 3 children, lived quietly. He never spoke about the war, never told stories about Iwo Jima, never mentioned the 37 men he killed. His children knew he had served, knew he had medals, but nothing more. March believed killing was not something to celebrate, was not entertainment, was duty, necessity, but not glory. The Springfield rifle sat in March's gun safe for 60 years. He never fired it again after returning home. Occasionally cleaned it, maintained it, but never shot it. The rifle represented too much death, too many memories, too much pain. In 2005, March donated the rifle to Marine Corps Museum, Quantico, Virginia. Rifle is displayed there today. Placard describes March's service. His 37 confirmed kills on Iwo Jima, his Silver Star, his contribution to victory, placard, does not describe the cost, the nightmares, the guilt, the weight of killing 37 human beings, even when necessary, even when justified, even when in defense of country and comrades. William Edward March died June 7, 2009, age 88. Natural causes. He was buried Billings, Montana. Military funeral, full honors, flag-draped coffin, 21-gun salute, taps, family, friends, fellow Marines. March's obituary mentioned his ranching career, his family, his community service. One paragraph mentioned military service, Silver Star recipient, Iwo Jima veteran, survived combat. Nothing about kills, nothing about sniping, nothing about Springfield rifle. That others mocked until March proved them wrong. That Springfield 1903 A4 with unearthed scope sits in museum display case today. Most visitors walk past without stopping. It looks old, obsolete, primitive compared to modern weapons. They do not know this rifle killed 37 enemy soldiers, saved countless Marine lives, contributed to victory. They see museum piece, March saw tool, effective tool, accurate tool, reliable tool. Tool that worked when others said it would not. Tool that killed when needed. Tool that helped win war. That is how Corporal William Edward March proved everyone wrong. Not through argument, not through boasting, through performance, through professional application of marksmanship skills, through 37 confirmed kills, through survival, through victory, through service that others mocked until results spoke louder than criticism.